Foodspotting is a geolocation mobile application and website. And what that means is we help you find great dishes anywhere in the world based on your location and your proximity to those dishes. So whether you're in Argentina or in New York City, you can find great dishes nearby by looking at your mobile phone or checking out our website. So far, Foodspotting is bringing in income, so we're very lucky to say that we are already making money, but I guess the best way you could describe a company like ours being profitable is by understanding the future of mobility. Whether it's checking in and receiving discounts off of a purchase at a new restaurant, or action-oriented marketing, or intelligence, suggesting a dish you've never tried before, specifically based on a dish that you're predisposed to like or to take a photo of. This sort of intelligence is the way of the future. It's how brands are going to want to market to users. It's not a basic display, a billboard in Times Square, pay attention to us just because we paid for the signage. I think in the future, marketing is going to be based on people's interests and based on actions they're already likely to take. I'm very excited about social media. I think we're, in fact, just on the brink of a geolocation revolution. So mobile applications going forward are all going to have a location element to it. And in that way, I think that Foodspotting is at the very beginning of a different kind of social media evolution. But how do you start? The first thing to do is to try everything, to have a really open mind about the different platforms that are out there, and to experiment, because it's not a scary world, and it's actually quite fun to try different platforms as they begin to emerge. And the earlier you try them out, the sooner you'll learn how to use them. And if that platform scales the way Twitter did or Facebook, potentially you can have a very large following over time because you'll scale with the platform. The most exciting thing about being involved in social media is the fact that the community exists in the real world too. So everywhere I travel in real life, I often post on Twitter or on Doppler or on Facebook, hey, I'm flying to, in tomorrow's instance, San Francisco. Who's around, who's going to be there? And tech entrepreneurs are so willing to meet you in real life because we all have ideas that we want to share with one another. So my favorite part of social media is not necessarily meeting new people online, but really engaging with them offline in the real world. And my second favorite thing about social media is, for anyone who's obsessed with news, it's the fastest way to get news and information that's catered just to you. Social media marketing is a little bit of communications, it's a little bit of personality, and it has a lot to do with understanding the way word travels on the internet. So in that sense, it's word of mouth. So the best way to describe social media marketing is talking to a small audience and watching that audience bubble into a very large audience over time. And talking to that one audience across multiple different platforms. Right now, leveraging Instagram could be social media marketing. Talking about what you had for lunch on Foodspotting could be social media marketing. But on every platform, you have to communicate with the audience the way they best want to be spoken to. And a really savvy social media marketer understands the idiosyncratic differences between each market before they begin engaging with the platform. Online marketing is not the only and best way to market. I think my career started out in offline word-of-mouth marketing for Sony Music. My job was to help break bands on the ground, to talk about them on the streets, to build window displays for independent radio stores, or I'm sorry, let me start over. My first job was working for Sony Music as a word-of-mouth marketer, and my job was to work exclusively offline, to build display campaigns that would live in independent music shops in Washington, D.C., to encourage people to physically go to concerts and shows, to host meet and greets of bands after the bands finish a concert at a local indie rock venue. So back then I learned the importance of real-life communication, in-person meetings, and how word really does trickle away from the computers as much as it does online. I think over time we've become accustomed to thinking that online marketing is the way to go, but it's still only a very small portion of most marketers' budgets. I think this year was a turning point for a lot of major brands and their willingness to spend online. But because the ROI, the return on the investment, isn't immediate with online marketing, it's still a brand new world. We have a long ways to wait before everybody exclusively puts all of their dollars and all of their energies into the internet. The biggest flaw in online marketing today is that there aren't any rules. And because there aren't any rules, people are sometimes making mistakes to very large public audiences all at once. So whether it's a horrible, supposedly viral video campaign that's debuted to an audience of 1 million at once on Facebook because the space has been paid for by a large agency, or whether it's somebody just not understanding the basic rules of social media etiquette and posting 40 times a day when their audience really hopes for them to post once at most. I think the biggest flaw in online marketing right now is that because the rules aren't set, they're very easy to break. But the best thing about online marketing is that it's the wild, wild west, and we can take risks and we can try out new programs, because I don't know about you, but I was getting really tired of seeing print magazine ads and then editorial on the next page that sort of matched the advertisement I saw on the page before, as if there wasn't any transparency to the fact that the brand paying the magazine to advertise was also, covertly being written into the editorial. What I like about online marketing is that if those lines are blurry, at least they're a little bit more transparent to a savvy audience. The biggest challenge for online marketers these days is to keep up with what we're calling the changing landscape of new media here, but keeping up with the pack. There are a lot of professional early adopters out there, whether they're part of an innovation lab or just young people you've hired, at your production studio or at your newspaper to help you understand what's coming up next. But because so many smart new platforms are emerging every day, it can be quite confusing and honestly exhausting trying to position yourself on all of them while at the same time maintaining your brand identity, maintaining your ability to focus on your work.